Welcome back to another reading from the Private Journal of Bill the Vampire. All of this was compiled from the Facebook page of Bill Ryder, written by Bill in his own words. Episode 12, Another Goddamn Mission.
Yeah. Thanks for the intro, buddy. And who the fuck are you?
I'm Tobias Queen. I'm a voice talent. I talk to myself for a living in a small padded room. Sunday. You know, that stuff. You can find me at tobiascanhelp.com.
Cool. How'd you find out about this gig?
I answered an ad on Craigslist.
Motherfucker. All right, just give me the lead-in.
Yeah.
What?
Fetherolf said I could do the whole thing, soup to nuts, even your bit.
Excuse me?
He also said to open the curtains and let in the sunlight if you give me any grief about it.
That son of a bitch! It's my segment. He can't just give it to you.
And yet, he did.
And yet, I'm pulling rank and taking it back. It's my goddamn private journal.
Okay, but I warned you.
Hey, what the fuck? What are you? God damn it! Oh, you son of a bitch!
Whew. Sorry. And now, our weekly segment. Hey, look at this asshole. The asshole under the microscope today is me. I only took this gig for the chance to promote my own shit. So, if you need to give your project a voice, if you need a movie voice, if you just need a guy, if you need a professional sounding narration, if you'd like somebody that talks a little bit weird, all you have to do is call me.
That's 252-801-8257. Operators are standing by.
I'm a voice whore. So whatever you need, let me know. I do tricks. TobiasCanHelp@gmail.com is the best way to contact me if you need anything. That's TobiasCanHelp@gmail.com. And now, Episode 12 of the Private Journal of Bill the Vampire. Another Goddamn Mission.
April 8th, 2014. So, tomorrow is the Boston Summit, of which I fully understand the gravitas of. But I also have that little pesky job interview that I was absolutely positively not going to go to. So, I'm going to go out for a long walk now and get some fresh air. Hopefully none of my enemies pick this moment to abduct me and keep me from arriving at the all-important summit, which I am certainly planning on attending. April 9th. Just finished explaining my arduous day to Colin over the phone. How I was all set to head up north, even dressing up in my new threads when I was waylaid by ghosts, or some shit like that. Anyway, I bravely fought them back, eventually defeating them, but doing so, sadly, too late to get a ride to the meeting. So instead I went to the interview that was conveniently right where my fight with the goblins had ended. Gotta love coincidence. Happy face emoji. Speaking of which, things went awesomely, despite me once again being slathered with sunscreen. Likewise, it was very cool to meet their hot blonde CEO, who didn't cause me to combust in close proximity. Methinks I could dig working at this place. April 16th. Just got a text from Sally. Colin called her to let her know he has a strike force active in the city. They're tracking down a nest of some of the Feet's allies, sludge daemons or something like that are trying to get a foothold on our turf. Sucks that we might have to deal with some of Colin's lackeys, but at least they're not hunting me for a change. April 17th. Gonna head into the city on the next cloudy day to talk to that company's HR department, sign some papers, and basically make sure they pay me the top dollar that I'm worth. In the meantime, I'm gonna stay out of Manhattan so as to avoid the possibility of running into and probably getting shot at by Colin's strike team. Hopefully they finish their mission quickly. I mean, how fucking hard could it be to flush out a nest of sludge monsters in a city, with a vast underground sewer system? Maybe I'll hop on a train and go visit my parents this weekend. May 2nd. Got a call from James. Well, okay, Sally did. Anyway, seems his generosity comes with a price. He said he has a diplomatic mission for me as the vampire free will, and that I should expect my instructions and travel arrangements shortly. Travel arrangements, eh? Why do I have a feeling he's not sending me to Bermuda? I have a nasty inkling I should have just taken my chances with Colin's hit squad. May 4th. Tom and Ed, wonderful roommates that they are, have put together a betting pool of all the unpleasant places James might possibly send me. Bunch of assholes. Oh well, I'm gonna go put down $10 on Siberia. May 6th. And word came back from James. Looks like I'm being shipped out to Peru? What the fuck? I swear, this better not be some ancient Incan curse bullshit. Oh, by the way, Christy won the pool. Need to remember not to let people with access to magic bet on these things. May 10th. So in a stroke of much better luck than I have any reason to believe I'll get, I learned that I'll be flying down to Peru. As in on a plane, sitting in an actual seat. Business class, no less. Sure as shit beats being nailed into a box. Of course, I rightly pointed out that I don't have a passport. Turns out the vampire world has that covered too. A courier just dropped off my paperwork. Seems Boston has an in on the whole document forging business. I get to travel down there on their dime and apparently with a new identity too. Hell, I kind of feel like a secret agent. Maybe this trip won't be so bad. Opening up my papers now. Look out South America. Here comes Johnny Guano. Seriously? God damn, I hate Colin. May 14th. What the fuck? Last thing I remember, I was at the hotel and my local contact had shown up. Woke up a few minutes ago to find myself alone in the fucking jungle, with nothing but a backpack, some bottled blood, and my sat-nav phone. Of course, neither Sally nor James are picking up. Come to think of it, I do sort of remember switching over to Bacardi 151 daiquiris at one point. That might have been a slight mistake. And I do have a vague remembrance of laughing at something my contract said about a test of manhood. Oh, crap. And Jesus Christ, that's a big spider. May 15th. I have no fucking idea how Tarzan does this shit. Just for the record, the jungle sucks. It's hot, damp, and everything here seems like it fucking wants to eat me. Worst of all, I have no idea where I am or what I'm doing, aside from being miserable. And don't even get me started on the lack of bathroom facilities. God, what I wouldn't give for a porcelain bowl and a roll of Charmin. Oh, and if anyone hears rumors going forward of a vampire anaconda haunting the rainforest, it wasn't my fault. I woke up with the goddamn thing coiling around me and, well, kind of panicked. May 16th. So tired. Every time I close my eyes, it seems something is trying to attack, grab, or bite me. Mind you, those would all be admirable traits if I was out on a date with, say, the icon, minus any disintegration. But out here in the jungle with all the creepy crawlies, it's not really doing it for me. Also, I'm sort of getting the feeling that I'm being watched. Although maybe I'm just starting to go paranoid. Anyway, another day in paradise. Damn how I miss the hotel and those daiquiris. May 18th. Sorry I've been quiet. Been conserving my phone battery for the bare necessities, like trying to call Sally and surfing Pornhub. What? The jungle gets kind of lonely at night. Anyway, I think my ordeal may be over soon. Started finding human footprints and have been following them, thinking maybe there's a village up ahead. And don't worry, I remember the lessons from Dusk Till Dawn. If I see a spooky-looking ancient temple, I'm out of here. Or I will be after Salma Hayek performs her snake dance. May 19th. Those human footprints weren't so human after all. Turns out they led me to a vampire village where I found my contact waiting for me. Seems that the whole test of my manhood thing was seeing if I could survive and use my superior vamp senses to find them. Which I did. Sort of by accident. Oh well, fuck it. I'm here, and they're throwing a feast for the illustrious free will. Pretty cool. Except that National Geographic lied about all the women being topless. Still wondering why James sent me down here, but if the mission involves impressing a bunch of jungle yokels, then I got this one in the bag. May 20th. Heading out into the jungle with the villagers. They keep mumbling some word, moppin' or something or other. God damn, I really need to take up one of those Rosetta Stone classes. Oh well, Going by that first syllable, I'm gonna hope they're just pointing out the way back to civilization. Then I can enjoy a few more days on the Dracula's tab before flying back home triumphant. Yep, it's smooth sailing from here on out. Hey, they just said it again. The second part sounds like the band Gwar. Maybe these fuckers aren't as backwards as I thought. May 21st. Jeez, now I know how frickin' Jane Goodall feels. So, those douchebag vamps led me to a clearing and ditched me. Assholes. I was waiting around to see if they'd come back when all of a sudden these big hairy fucking things come shambling out of the forest and surround me. At first I was a little worried. I mean, these things look like a grizzly bear's ugly cousin, but fortunately they're stupider redneck cousins as well. All they've been doing is waddling around, eating bugs, and basically just smelling like flea bags full of shit. I'm thinking maybe I'm supposed to herd these things, but they don't look bright enough to know their asses from their ugly faces. I mean, I opened up my phone to type this and the smelly fuckheads all gathered round like I'd just discovered fire. Stupid fucking... that's odd. They're all growling now. Hey, it's almost like they can read what I'm... Oh, crap! May 27th. Well, that was a bit unexpected. Was on the run with those furballs hot on my tail. Jeez, damn things can't take a joke. Anyway, I stepped into a clearing just as they had me surrounded when out of nowhere a bunch of vamps ran out of the jungle wearing camo gear and holding fucking flamethrowers. Needless to say, in the war of fire versus fur, fire wins. So there I was, about to shit a brick when the lead vamp explains things to me. Seems this whole goddamn trip was a ruse. The Draculas are looking to build a new base out here and they needed an excuse to vacate the tenants. Those things declaring war on the free will, oddly enough, being the perfect excuse. Those motherfuckers sent me down here under the assumption I'd fuck things up. Dickheads! On the upside, I did sort of accomplish what they wanted this time. So maybe I'll just shut it, chuck this one up in the win column, and get my ass onto a plane back home. June 1st. So I'm pretty sure the plane didn't land at LaGuardia. Not 100% certain, mind you, because I was immediately ushered out by a goon squad of heavily armed vamps and straight into a black van. When we finally stopped, it was in some underground parking garage. I was thinking I was in some serious shit, but then they just marched my ass up to a luxury suite, locked the door, and I've been here ever since. Upside, I'm pretty sure this isn't Mongolia. Thank God. Downside, that leaves a whole lot of the rest of the world where I might be. Just what I always wanted, to play a real-life game of Carmen fucking Sandiego. June 2nd. So those goons showed up again a few hours ago and marched my ass back to the van. Another long drive later, and I was escorted to, and locked in, some executive-looking boardroom. So there I was, bored and carving my name into the meeting table with my claws when who walks in but fucking Alex? He just sat down and... Uh-oh. I don't think he really appreciates me posting this to Facebook while he's in the room. Gotta go. June 3rd. Oh my God, this guy just does not shut the fuck up. Ever. I've been stuck in that fucking room with Alex while he's been going over our history, his strategy of the war, and how he wants to parade me to all the covens worldwide like a fucking poster boy for the Armageddon. All the while, he continually reminds me of how brilliant he is. Finally excused myself for a bathroom break. Now, if you'll pardon me, I'm going to see if I can pry some of these tiles up and get the hell out of here before this egomaniac drives me batshit. June 6th. Finally, home again. Or close to it. Kinda stuck at the airport until the sun goes down. Thank goodness for ugly hairy man-apes. Alex was all busy making plans to trot me out on a world tour to build support for this stupid war when we were interrupted by some underling. And let me just say, there's a fucking job I wouldn't want, being the bearer of bad news to Alex. Anyway, turns out a group of covens down in Queensland, Australia, got shit-stomped by Big Feet. Long story short, Alex needed to go and prepare a response with the other Draculas. With no time to devote to me, he had his minion toss me on a plane headed back home. Coach, of course. Cheapskate. Oh well, as much as I sort of feel bad that a bunch of vamps had to get dusted to get me off the hook, their sacrifice was not in vain. For me, anyway. All's not entirely well, though. I got back, checked my email, and found that AuthorMonkey had released his latest book of lies about my life. I so need to fire that guy.
Tune in next week for another episode of the Private Journal of Bill the Vampire, Episode 13, The Return of Douche Razor. I'm Tobias Queen. It's been a privilege being your substitute narrator for the day. Thank you for listening to Fetherolf's Frequency. Get your freak on.